Hello, beautiful and beloved ones. This is Lorelei from the Tightrope to 5D Music Reactions, and welcome or welcome back. And if you wonder about that strange title, these days I'm bringing you a message about approximately after every other music reaction about this historic shift from third dimensional consciousness to fifth dimensional consciousness, never before happened on this planet. And this is a message video, so stick around to the end for that. But we're going to start with Gigi DeLana and her entourage, John, L.A., Jake, and Romeo, on Yesterday When I Was Young. Let us... Okay, you need to tell me about this one. Oh my goodness, wasn't that beautiful? What a beautiful violin solo. And my guess is I've seen these names before and I've never seen the violin, so my guess is he plays more than one instrument. So tell me about that as well in the notes. Oh my goodness, I played the violin for a while when I was young. I enjoyed it a lot. It's a beautiful instrument. I'm going to go back a little bit. By the way, don't forget, friends, I have my member tiers now. I'm furiously putting videos in there for you, so check those out. Check out the video on that. See if you might want to join me. Let's go back a little.
Yesterday, when I was young, the taste of life was sweet, like rain upon my tongue. I teased at life as if it were a foolish game, the way an evening breeze would tease a candle flame. The thousand dreams I dreamed, the splendid things I planned, I always built to last on weekend shifting sand. I lived by night and shunned the naked light of day, and only now I see how the years have run away. Yeah.
Oh my goodness, she is always so heartfelt, isn't she? And I just loved the whole opening and intro to this thing. It was so powerful, so wonderful. And she, look at her joyful face there, you know. It's kind of hard to think about her singing about Yesterday When I Was Young, because she is so young, you know. But she can get in the mood of it. She can get in the understanding of it. She has a powerful ability to do that. So, by the way, give me a comment on this song. I hear it's a Glenn Campbell song. I vaguely remember it, but I don't remember it real well. So, and what the whole, like, is this very different from how it was done by anybody else? Because I kind of tend to think it is. So let me know on that. And if you're enjoying this, give me a like. Give them a like. They're doing a wonderful job. And subscribe. Let us continue. I'll go back a little bit.
Lived by night and shunned the naked light of day, and only now I I see how the years have run away. Yesterday, when I was young, there were so many songs that waited to be sung, so many wild pleasures that lay in store for me, and so much pain my dazzled eyes refused to see. I ran so fast that time, and youth at last ran out, and I never stopped to think what life was all about. And every conversation that I can recall concerned itself with me and nothing else at all. Yesterday, the moon was blue, and every crazy day brought something new to do. And I used my magic age as if it were a wand, and never saw the waste and emptiness beyond. The game of love I played with arrogance and pride, and every flame I lit so quickly died. The friends I made all seemed somehow to drift away, and only I am left on stage to end the play.
But isn't it true though? Like, isn't this mostly how a lot of us are when we're young? You know, we're only thinking about ourselves. We're all swooped up in, you know, being young and all the fun and all the play and all that. And we don't have that. It's kind of natural, isn't it? We don't have that wisdom yet. We just are, you know, a little bit self-centered, I'd say. I'd say being young, I can remember some pretty self-centered things that I did when I was a teenager and stuff like that. You know, being young is a more kind of self-centered thing. Just is. Let's continue. She's doing a beautiful job here, though. But
Yesterday, when I was young, there were so many songs that waited to be sung, so many wild pleasures lay in store for me, and so much pain my dazzled eyes refuse to see. There are so many songs in me that won't be sung, 'cause I feel the bitter taste of tears upon my tongue. And the time has come for me to pay for yesterday when I was young.
oh my goodness. Well, I'm going to go back and hear that note again because that was just really wonderful. By the way, you guys have told me that their methodology is like they would just go and sit down in a club or something somewhere, and people would just ask them to sing such and such a song, and they would just go and sing it. That's extraordinary. That's extraordinary because that means they have a repertoire that's like enormous. They've worked on so many songs, like they just are so well learned when it comes to the different songs. I mean, I can't even imagine that. I have to give credit where it's due. That is incomprehensible to me. And so they just come up with all the whatever somebody asked for, they just do it. Wow. Wow. I don't even believe it. Let me just go back here though, and because this is an old song. This is not a song that you would necessarily expect these ones to actually know. Right? So somebody probably just asked for it, and there they are doing it so beautifully too, and knowing it and knowing how to do it. That's extraordinary. Let me go back here and hear that beautiful note she just gave us.
My dazzled eyes refuse to see. There are so many songs in me that won't be sung, 'cause I feel the bitter taste of tears upon my tongue. And the time has come for me to pay for yesterday when I was young. Yesterday, when I was young, there were so many songs that waited to be sung, so many wild pleasures lay in store for me, and so much pain my dazzled eyes refuse to see. Yesterday,
long one too. So I mean, they have clearly put together a very extraordinary rendition of this, an almost hardly known anymore song, along with so many others, and put a lot of thought and effort into it. Oh my goodness, this is really extraordinary. I have to just tell you. Beautiful, beautiful, beautifully done, just extraordinarily done, extraordinary. The whole band, I mean, all of them together, they just made such an extravaganza of that song. Wow, it's not, I think I remember Glenn Campbell doing it more or less simple. I don't remember it being much to do about it. It was a nice little song for sure, but I don't remember it having put so much, like maybe he did put effort into it, but this occurs like a lot of effort was put into that song. So, and to make it very special, it very distinctive, it very unique. So that was a wonderful job. I just really enjoyed it. And this is an extraordinary band, I'll tell you. Every one of them is an extraordinary artist. I would say it that way. So now we got to put it on my scale. 1 being very third dimensional, fear, pain, sadness, anger. 10 being very fifth dimensional, love, peace, joy, bliss, fun, play, ease. And also regret is in the third. There's a lot of regret in this song. There's a lot of looking back with a kind of almost like there's almost a longing also for those days, but also a regret or a feeling of making yourself wrong, that you did the wrong thing by like just luxuriating in life and all of that when you were young and not thinking about anybody or anything else, and just going in delving into the pleasures. Like, it's a lot of make wrong. There's a lot of what I said, like regret. So in that sense, we're not pulling real high to the higher dimensions. And I'm going to talk about looking on the past in my message, actually. So I'm just going to go ahead and say, like, I think this one, as far as where it sits, it's not super, super dark like the one I just did. Oh my goodness, was that dark? But anyway, it's like in the middle of the road. So I'm going to give it a solid 5. Now, that's not about how great they did it. If we talked about how great they did it, it's off the chart. But it doesn't lift you up. There's a lot of regret, a lot of wishing you'd done it another way, and feeling like now you're almost getting punished for your younger life. So that's just not a high vibrational thing. So, okay, but let's, by the way, if you want to know, before we move to my message, if you want to know a little about me, you can go to the About Me video here on this channel, and that leads you to a longer video, if you so desire, about what I call my Forged in the Fire of 3D journey in this lifetime earlier, in my younger life. And I learned a lot, though. I became what we call a transformational coach, similar to a life coach, but more powerful, I'd say. And I learned a lot about natural healing, healed my body many times over the years. So I've put together some things that might be of interest to you, that might be helpful to you. And for those, you can go to, in the notes here, About Lorelei on Patreon. And check it out, see if there's anything of interest there. And on that same site, if you want to show me a little love, there's a link there that you can give a little donation, and also buy me a coffee here in the description here. And I want to just thank you. Those of you who have done that for me, that really makes a difference for me. It just makes me feel sort of that you're acknowledging me, and that's a great thing. Thank you so much. Okay, let's get to our 5D message. And I do want to set my timer because I don't want to wax too eloquent on you here today, because it's been a little bit of a hold on a minute. It's been a little bit of a longer video that we did here. So let me go ahead and set this. Okay, so my 5D message. Is it helpful in this shift to 5D to look back on the past? Is it actually helpful to look back on the past? Now, there's a certain way of looking back on the past. There's a couple of different ways of looking back on the past, right? There's a way where you can look back on the past and you can go, oh, I had a great life and I really enjoyed this and I really enjoyed that. And this was fun and that was fun. And a lot of times we don't do that, do we? A lot of times, that's not the way we're looking back on our past, which is kind of sad because if you look at a life, right, no matter what happened to you in your life, there's all kinds of wonderful moments, right, that you could possibly ruminate back on and think how wonderful those moments are. But that's kind of not what we often do, is it, as human beings? Isn't it more like when we look back on the past, we're going, oh, I wish I hadn't done this and I wish I hadn't done that, like in this song. And this was a terrible experience, and that one was terrible when they did this to me, and what a horrible person that was to do this to me, and I shouldn't have done that to that one. That was mean of me. And oh my good, we look back on the past with all this judgment and all this regret. And if you remember, what was said in the Bible about judgment, right? Judge not, that ye be not judged. Not, in other words, like, is somebody else out there going to judge you, but you are going to judge you. And then this guy in the song almost seems like saying, now I need to pay the price. Okay, give me the punishment. Like, do whatever the punishment is for me enjoying my life, really. I don't know what he did in his life. Maybe it was horrible. But my guess is it probably wasn't. He was probably just enjoying his life and being a little more self-centered than you'd want to be, right? But still, like, so now he's like beating himself and saying, everything bad happening to me now is basically what he's saying is all my comeuppance for having enjoyed my life when I was younger. That's that's really low vibrational. That's not, that's not a higher vibrational thought, And what does it do when you're in that space of looking back with regret and feeling sadness and feeling like you're being punished and you deserve to be punished? Like, yikes, you're like those priests walking around back in the medieval times, whipping yourself, with a whip, that has spikes on it, I mean, flagellating yourself. Like, this is just yuck. It's not going to get us. That kind of thing, which we do, and we do it. Right? I'm giving you an image here, which is a little bit exaggerated, but not too exaggerated. But that kind of thing of flagellating yourself or judging others, judge not that you be not judged, the energy, the vibration of that is so yuck, it's so low, it's so third dimensional. So that absolutely, there's no way to get from there to the new earth of love, peace, joy, bliss, fun, play, ease. So if you're engaging in any kind of looking back on the past with regret, with sadness, with judgment of yourself or anybody else, with even a feeling of anger or resentment or, heaven forbid, revenge, all of that is going to keep you stuck right here in third dimensional reality. So in that kind of looking back on the past, absolutely no go if you want to move to the higher realms. So people say, well, then what do I do? Because it comes into my mind and I think about it. I can't help but think of it. Yes, you can. It's a skill. It's an art, but you can cultivate the skill of when you start to begin to focus on the past, bring your focus to something else, something that makes you feel good, something that lights you up. These pictures behind me, or some music, put some high vibrational love-filled music on. Don't listen to this kind of song if you think you're going to go back into ruminating about your past, okay? Listen to a song that's uplifting and that brings you higher. You absolutely can do something, but it's an art and you have to train your mind. You literally have to train your brain, so to speak, to do it. And I remember back in the day, 30 years ago, I was looking back all the time with regret, all the time, even in the a few minutes past, like I wish I hadn't done that and what a terrible person I am and blah, blah, blah. But I had to train my brain not to do that. Now, obviously, when you do something wrong, you take responsibility and you tell, if you harm someone else, you take responsibility for that. You do whatever you do to make it right. You apologize, whatever. Sometimes you might, make it right in some way. That's even more than an apology. But once you do that, done, finished, finito, let it go. It's gone. See, that's the way to get to the higher dimensional reality, the 5D earth. Now, if you look back now in a different way of looking back and being in joy about some of the things that you did in your life, that's okay. I wouldn't do a largesse of it because you still want to look forward. You want to look forward to the future that you're creating. This is where we want to put our focus, friends. In the now moment, for sure, finding in the now moment, every moment of our life, the joy in the now moment, and also imagining and putting into being existence a wonderful future for us and for the earth. Like imagine that fifth dimensional earth of love and peace and harmony and, just beautiful nature everywhere, like way, way, way more gorgeous nature than even we have now. Like it just like, take it up to the power of 100 in the nature and how beautiful it's going to be. So, imagine that, ruminate on that, and find the beauty and the joy in your moment. Here, now, that's the way to get to the fifth dimensional earth. And maybe a little bit of looking back with fondness, but not much, because then sometimes that'll take you to, forgetting how beautiful the now moment is, right? And wishing the now moment were different or more like it were back then, if you got that going on, you see? So just a little there, but then back to the now moment and to the visioning of the future you are creating for yourself and this beautiful earth. Okay, friends, that's my fifth dimensional message for you. So I'm sending you all the energies of that beautiful 5D earth. The love, the peace, the joy, the bliss, the ease, the fun, the play, the harmony, the abundance. Coming at you now. Here it comes. Namaste. I honor the God in you.